think that there's something bad going on in the organization, don't be surprised when it pushes back. If there is a culture problem, yeah, they could be the kind of culture problem I was talking about in my example where, it's people overworking themselves and there's a culture of overwork. It also could be a cultural thing of harassment, right? And there could be very serious pushback. And the reason that those things are entrenched is very different than the reason that the culture of overworking is entrenched, right? So you have to understand what's going on with the culture, why this problem persists inside of that culture. And then with that, you can attack it more accurately. And then the key with that also, then once you define the fight, kind of understand your enemy, those kind of things there, you also have to define what success looks like. What do I really want to get out of this? Do I want my job to be better, or do I want to fix the company? Because that's another important piece, right? Because if you just want your job to be better, shoot, get on LinkedIn, start looking around for jobs for a while, and get on Indeed, all that kind of stuff. And then, hey, when you find a new job, quit, boom, company's the same. You got what you wanted, right? That is your success. Now, if you want to really change something inside the team, then you have to define exactly what that is. Do you want it to be better for members of your team? Do you want it to be a systemic change throughout the organization that this doesn't happen again? Or do you just want to fix it right where it is now, right? Defining what that success looks like, defining what that fix looks like, right? So for something like the example of being overworked, a team that has that problem of our charity, our mission is so important that we can't take any time off, right? We got to go save the turtles, feed the kids, those kind of things, right? Well, in that kind of a situation, what does success look like? It's not going to be scaling down things in a way that's going to hurt that impact, right? Because this is an impact-driven business. No, we want to keep that impact going. Okay, so how can we reduce hours and be better to our team while making that impact? What does that really look like? And it's important to define what that success is for a few reasons. One, so you know what you're working towards, what you're trying to accomplish. Number two on that is then when you're talking with people, you have a clear picture that you can paint. You can't get organizational change without a clear picture to get people pushing towards. And then three, with that, when you have something that everyone can understand like that, you can all picture it together and you can see that change. It's no longer the idea of like, wow, Camden wants to take Fridays off, but this guy's such a jerk. He doesn't care about the turtles. It's ridiculous. It's like, oh no, if we listen to him and we do take Fridays off, we can work harder Monday through Thursday or whatever it looks like, right? We can increase our efficiency by having a little bit more time away from the office. And by doing that, we can actually save 10% more turtles or whatever it is, right? You do your math for your business, not me, okay? But it's important to define what that success looks like so that people can understand it, so you can paint a vision for it, and that helps people to move forward with it, right? You have to be able to paint that vision for the rest of the team to understand, to push forward, right? It goes into one of the things that like Otis will talk about when he talks about his guerrilla warfare and those kind of things. It's like winning the hearts and minds of the people there and getting them to fight your fight for you, right? Fight your fight with you. And when you think about it from that perspective, you need people to understand why this is important, not just because it's a thing that you want, but it's because it's something that can make an impact for all of them. Understanding their why with it, right? Hey, you love your job. That's great. I want you to love your job. I don't want you to quit here in 4 years because you're burnt out and you want to go start a family, but you can't do it because you're working here and you're going to be overworked your entire time here. So you have to leave to go start a family, find another job. That's terrible. That's a bad thing for you with your why. So you have to understand what those people want, connect that why to what you're working for, and that's how you can really get that path forward working together on it rather than having a splintered effort. And that's really how you can get lasting organizational change, is by getting everyone embracing a vision that is connected to their why. They see themselves in that vision and it provides a value for them. So when you think about that business, right, and how you want to actually go about affecting change, and then once you defined all these metrics, then you just need to start picking the fight, basically, right? If we defined the fight earlier, defined who we're fighting, and this is something I'm laughing at myself for using a fighting analogy here because, frankly, this is something that if you're doing it right, it really shouldn't be fighting that much. You're winning the hearts and minds. You're not punching them in the face, right?